Guys, welcome back. How are you doing? How are you going and flowing? Have you been good? Are you misunderstood? Well, we're gonna have a fun hangout tonight, and I'm actually extra excited about tonight because it's a good one. It's gonna be one of the SDHOs that I don't title. And it seems like you guys like when I don't title it, which I think is really cool. Because when I don't title it, you guys are like, I don't even know what he's gonna do. It might be too crazy. I might not even be supposed to watch it. Maybe I'm gonna tune in. But then I title it Groove Pool. Don't worry, we're not doing Groove Pool, although I'm going to try to use grooves in every single type of thing that I do. And that's actually going to kind of fit into what we're doing today, but it's no Groove Pool. It's funny, meaning like, people go, oh, another SDHO, that's cool. Oh, is there a title? Groove Pool? Fuck that. And I'm like, hey, that might... Today, we're going to be talking about, because it just got released, not released, but the news broke. And if you said, hey man, the news didn't just break, we've known about the eventual release of Ableton Live 12 for like a couple of weeks. Well, sometimes these SDHOs get a little bit backlogged. Like sometimes I feel like teaching and talking and entertaining and being on video, and then other times I feel like more or less doing the editing and stuff, and then other times I feel like I just can't be brought to bear to do video editing. And so maybe this comes out like a couple weeks after the announcement, but it doesn't matter, because I think it's Ableton Live 12 is only in beta right now, and I believe it gets released in sometime early 2024, next year. So why am I mentioning that? No, I'm not mentioning it because I make an Ableton Live show and Ableton Live 12 is out, so I have to talk about Ableton Live 12. No. In fact, and you guys are gonna love this one, when I saw that Ableton Live 12 got announced, because when I like turned on my YouTube, I've got my subscriptions, everyone that I follow, and like all the most recent ones, and there was like 5 different like Ableton Live 12 videos by a bunch of different people who make tutorials. Ableton put out their little 2-minute video, and before I watched any of it, before I knew anything that was going to be in Ableton Live 12, and so this will let you know that I'm not just doing some like Homer video, you know. I was not pleased. No, meaning not pleased, meaning I learned what was in Ableton Live 12 and I wasn't pleased. I wasn't pleased just to know that they had a new Ableton out. And if you think, you're like, dude, were you mental? Why would you be mad knowing that Ableton put out a new product? Well, here's why. And I got in at the beginning of Ableton Live 9. I then got to see what the community was saying when Ableton Live 10 got released, when Ableton Live 11 got released. And Ableton, I don't know if you guys have been around for a long time, or if you're just learning to walk in Ableton, because you've been crawling for a while, and sometimes you gotta crawl and not even just sometimes, but you gotta crawl before you walk. Apply that to anything in life. But Ableton used to get kind of goofed on. They're like, oh great, yeah, wow, a brand new Ableton Live came out, and all we have is a new distortion and a new distortion device and a new synth. Oh cool, thanks Ableton. You know what I mean? Kind of like ribbing on them, like why would I even upgrade or whatever? And to be honest with you, because I was like such a fanboy, you know, I would get it. I've got Ableton Live Suite, and then there's like a discount to like upgrade. So instead of paying like the full amount because you already have Ableton Live Suite, there's like a discounted amount. And when I saw that Ableton Live 12 had been announced and that videos were coming out about it, like some of the top Ableton people who make videos had some like all the new features, and I haven't watched them yet. I only watched one, and I'm really excited. That's why. But I was pissed off. I was like, ugh. I'm like, dude, like, what? Like, first of all, I would have been like, it seems like they're putting one out every 3 years. I feel like maybe it should be 4 years or 5 years, meaning like only puts a new Ableton out if it's going to be revolutionary. I'll be honest with you. When we went from Ableton Live 9, which I got Live 9 basically right when it came out, and it wasn't even by design. Like I was like, I learned what a DAW was. I learned Ableton was the best. I knew it had a great online community. I knew it was like state-of-the-art, top tech, can do the most things, most functionable. It was like, do I get the brand new Live 9 or the Live 8, you know, which sounds probably insane to some of you guys, but my thoughts was, I knew I was going to have to watch so many YouTube videos, so I was like, should I even get Live 9? So I got Live 9 because I thought it made more sense. And then when Live 10 came out, I was kind of like, and I think that's when Wavetable got introduced, but I kind of sided with people who were like, well, yeah, you got like a new synth Wavetable, but like, what else is really improved? And I'm sure some of you will be like, oh, so much was improved. But I will say, when Ableton Live 11 came out and I saw a lot of the new things that were in Live 11, I was like, I like it. I'm happy. But then when I saw Live 12, as I told you, I was a little bit pissed off. I was like, oh, God. I'm like, I swear to God, if it's just like some new distortion device and like a new synth, I'm literally going to like... I'm gonna lose it, because like I do Ableton Live videos, you know. I don't know if does that mean like I need to get Live 12, because like, does that even mean you guys are gonna be getting Live 12? Like, I mean, I'm sure everyone who like uses Ableton like every day and music making is like their thing and they love Ableton, they're probably gonna get it. And I didn't even really want to watch the videos yet. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this.
I just want to say I went over to Gemini's NFT page over on OpenSea, and I just want to say that I bought a few of these NFTs to support this young man. You may not know, in addition to loving his Ableton, he is also a 3D computer graphics artist. Yeah, that's all the thumbnails made by that wonderful Gemini guy. Although he doesn't actually refer to himself as Gemini, but you should go over there and help this man out. It is verifiable, so if you want to own SDHO 59, it will say you own a blockchain, have that, because you have that NFT and a lot of other goodies, as you will see. Follow me, let's go to the SDHO show. Wonderful.
Ableton's 2-minute video, I think, did a pretty poor job. Like, you want it to be 2 minutes because you want people to watch it, but I think they didn't get into the features very much. And I honestly don't even really know all the features. Well, then why are you... We're going to get into a lot of things today, but this is the first thing, and then I'm going to segue into some things that are tied into it and show you how Ableton's going to be changing in a wonderful way, especially with the MIDI editor. I don't know what all else is going to be in there. I'm looking forward to watching this one guy's video called Seed to Stage. He's got like a 12-minute video, all the new things in 12. But I watched this one guy that I like called Sidebrain, and he only had a 5-minute video. It was like how to sound like JD Beck. Maybe I'll link it below. That Sidebrain guy, he makes really good stuff. And like, I've heard of that JD Beck guy. I can't remember what the band is, but he plays this like really cool like drum stuff, like really fast and like really, really great, awesome drumming. And he basically showed, and this is going to apply to anything in the MIDI clip editor, generative MIDI patterns, and because everything is generative these days, generative AI, and I don't think they're using AI or anything, but nevertheless, it's generative. Like, it's a way to generate patterns. It's a way to, it's a way to like get notes on the MIDI grid. And to be honest with you, this is kind of weird, but like, I don't know what all else is in there, but like, I'm definitely gonna be upgrading early. And again, I'm not being paid by anybody. I actually kind of wanted it to suck. But like just this one thing, I was like, yes, that needs to be in there. I want to use that because of course that needs to be there. This generative MIDI, and we're going to talk about it, and I'm going to throw it back to the old way. And and then I'm going to just do some fun stuff wherever I feel called to go and flow. How is you doing? Is you being a hoe? Apparently I do a lot of rhyming now. I've never done that. It's just things have been coming out lately. So yeah, I don't know what all else is going to be in it. Like I do know there's like a new synth. I know there is a new distortion plugin. And a couple other cool things, but I think like in the MIDI editor, especially this generative thing, which I'm not going to be able to show you. I mean, I could just open up YouTube right now, but like that's not what we're trying to do. I'm talking about it, but I want to talk about it in a way that allows you to use your imagination to envision what I'm saying. And then I want to talk about how when you would normally use Ableton to, let's say, make a drum pattern, why you're gonna, or even just drawing in like a melody in MIDI, drawing it in with, the pen tool, blah, 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 and how this is like awesome. And I was like, oh my God, I don't even really know what else is all in there, but like, I want to be able to use that because this is something that I've kind of wanted. And if you guys have been watching a lot of these SDHOs, I've been kind of mentioning certain things with respects to the arpeggiator, which is one of the best devices, which I'm sure you know is in MIDI effects, arpeggiator, which you have to apparently say it like that. I don't even know what kind of a voice that is. I do a lot of different voices, but I'm not even, like literally it's just whatever comes out. Whatever. But here's the thing. We're going to have fun. I really like that. And I think it's so funny that like initially I was like upset because I'm like, oh God, I don't have to like get Ableton Live 12, because I don't really want to spend the money, especially if I don't think it's like really good. But man, I really do like it. And it got me excited to come on and record this video because it's almost like saying goodbye to an old way of thinking about MIDI notes and how you would make various MIDI patterns, expressive MIDI patterns, and how it's gonna make things extra fun. So I'm excited to do that, talk about that. And then after some of that, then just like have some fun, make some cool stuff. And how are you doing? How are you going and flowing? How was your day? Tell me about it. I want to listen to what you have to say. Go ahead. You're upset? You're on edge? Why are you on edge? You just moved? Oh, congratulations. So wait, so what's wrong? There's no garbage cans anywhere in your neighborhood, and you have a dog and you walk your dog and there's nowhere to throw your dog's poop bags? No, that's really bad, dude. I totally feel you. So where the hell do they expect you to throw the dog shit? That's the thing, you don't know. So now you have to put a garbage can in front of your house or in your garage and throw all of your dog's poop. And now you can't hang out in your garage because there's a big trash can of poop until the garbage gets collected, and then you can finally get rid of the poop, but then you're just going to put more poop in there a couple hours later. I'm sorry, but what kind of savage area do you live in where they don't have garbage cans to throw your dog's poop? I'm so sorry. At first I thought you were going to say that someone screwed up your order at the local burrito joint, but this is serious. And I'll be honest with you, if someone screws up your order any place, I would get pissed. In fact, that's what happened to me. I was walking into this sandwich shop, which is a horrible sandwich shop. It's like a very big sandwich chain. And man, I be getting the same thing every time I go in there, you know? And the totals are always wrong. And I say, hey, I get the same thing every time. Why is you always giving me a different price? Because you ring it up again and they ring it up again and they been overcharging me $2. I think this place I think they're overcharging and they're pocketing the difference. These are very minor problems. Very minor problems. Hey mate, why is you on there talking about these minor first world problems? You know there's places across the world where there's always war and horrible things. And you's going on here talking about you don't know where to put your doggy poopy? Well, what is wrong with you, Gemini? What is wrong with you? You need to get re-educated, me friend. By the way, I just made up all those problems. It's a joke. I'm trying to make you laugh, okay? How many people try to make you laugh, okay? Probably not a lot, but I do because I care and I listen. I'm not just teaching you. I want to entertain you, be your friend, because if all you wanted was a teacher to give you the wham bam thank you ma'am teaching facts, you gotta go somewhere else and smash it up. Smash it up. Smash it up. All right, maybe I'll be saying that a lot. I don't know. So, I'm excited to get into this because we're going to talk a little bit about drums. We've been doing some drums lately, and I want to show you why I used to hate drums and how this new feature is going to not just make drum programming in MIDI good, but any sort of MIDI programming very good, and how it also coincides with the appreciatia and other things that I knew needed to be in there messing with me mind. And I said, hey, use Ableton nerds over there in the Berlin. You's gotta get on this. And by the way, I don't mean any disrespect. Nerd is a good title. It means you are very, very knowledgeable and expertise-y on a certain topic. I'm a nerd. Are you a nerd? Toast to the nerds. I'm so old that when I was young, if you called someone a nerd, it was like a hate crime. And then now people like that name. Let's get nerdy. Let's get nerdy. I had a girlfriend once that didn't like me and my Ableton, and she's like, you say synthesizer. You sound like such a nerd. I was like, dude, synthesizer is like the coolest word on the planet, and go screw yourself. She's like, making music. She'd be like, how was your day at work? And I'd be like, I don't know, it sucked. But I got home and I worked on Ableton, and she'd be like, like as if like the best thing I could have said was like work was great and I like did well and closed a deal. And then she'd be like, oh, that's so great. But I was like, oh no, I actually like enjoyed myself for once and made cool music. But it was like I couldn't even like bring up Ableton around her. Like, I don't know, whatever. That's why I'm always alone, because these people in my life, they's always like, you know, they don't see me for who I am. You know, smash a like if you think that people don't see you for who you are. Even if that's true, don't continue to think that way, because if you start viewing your entire life through that lens, it just makes it harder to bring yourself up. Be your own best friend. Be your own hero. Be an Ableton hero of your own life. Be the most amazing, incredible person that you can be, and don't expect anyone to tell you how great you are or good you are, because not only is that a good principle to live by, not only will that alleviate suffering, everyone suffers, by the way, and number 3, you should only be seeking to, you should only be seeking to, you know, improve yourself, you know? Like, don't compare yourself to others. Only compare yourself to yourself and where you were, and then eventually transcend the self, get into the cosmic consciousness. You is not just a human being from planet Earth, but you is a being from the stars. You are not a human being having a spiritual experience, but rather a spiritual being having a human experience. What you know about that? Did I just blow your mental? Did I just blow your britches? That sounded weird. Get off me, you witches. It's not even the Halloween time season yet. We about to get Ableton wet. Not the dry wet, but yous know he's going and flowing. Let's jump up on here. We're gonna get into the drums. So I don't need the operator. I need another MIDI track. Delete the operator track. Get a blank MIDI track and put in your favorite drum rack. Take a trip to Berlin. Tell them that they's doing a good job. Nice. Okay, so I'm going to go up here and I'm going to go to the 808. What? Well, it's because we're in MIDI effects, silly. So go to drums. I want 808 because I really like the 808 snare drum. I kind of want to do op 808 kit. No, I want 808 core kit because I believe that's like the most classic. Unless it's 808 classic. Is it 808 classic? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. Let's drop it on the MIDI track. I want to make sure nothing weird happened in here. So if it's taking you a long time to come up with drums because you're searching for kicks and snares and hats and it's taking too long, it's good to have a go-to kit. I would say a go-to acoustic kit, and then a go-to like more electronic-y kit like an 808, 707. The 808's got that real nice kicky drum. It's got a click at the beginning, which makes it cut through the mix. It's got a lot of good sub. Oh, it sounds wonderful, 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 wonderful. Minimize. Minimize, minimize, minimize. And the snare sounds great. It is very snappy. You've heard it before, especially if you like that dirty, hurdy rap trap. Listen to it, Ratsu. I believe it has a pretty good hi-hat too. Closed hi-hat. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And we're going to make this kit very fat and wonderful and amazing. But we'll do that later because first I'm going to double click to give us a little bit, one bar, and I'm going to tie this into the new features, and I'm starting to get really hot. I don't know if I should start removing items of clothing like I did on the previous one or not. Probably not. I'll just sweat it out. So I realized, this is before I saw Ableton Live 12. I realized we had to have a way, and actually I'm going to do another MIDI track right alongside it. I'm going to call it Melody, and I'm going to just retitle this to Drums. Because like MIDI editor, drawing in drum patterns, drawing in melodies is different, so I want to do both. And maybe I'll just drop a drift on this melody track. Wonderful. So, the tough thing is, and we'll start in the melody realm here, or whatever, is you would have some drums playing or you would have something else playing, and if you were someone who was going to draw in a nice little pattern, you had to do it like this. You had to have something there in order to know if it was correct, meaning in order to know if it was the right melody, right? You know, oh, maybe this note should be hill. Oh, no, it should be hill. So you would have to like play it. No. Put it down too. Oh, how fucking dare you. Oh, no. Move it up. And so you would like stop and be like, this one was wrong. Oh, will it be this one? Let's see. No. It should be this one. It should be this one. And so I realized that you would have to do a lot of that. And I hated it because like, I was like, it's almost like I was like, you know, there needs to be a way for like a pattern to just be there, right? Like to almost generate a pattern for you so it would be there and then you could make the adjustments. Because when you start with something like just blank and, you know, you're like, okay, well, I know it's a minor scale, so like, you know, like, okay, so like minor scale, it's like a minor third. Maybe we'll do like the minor third. So like, you know, minor third is like 3 notes up. So you'd be like, okay, like 1, 2, 3. Oh, cool. And, you know, I don't know, maybe there would be like another note like down here. So like, what would be another one? Well, we're in like the minor scale. So like, what would like the 7th be? Like 7th below. That would be like 2 below. So like down here. Does this sound good? Oh. Maybe there could be a good one up here. Maybe? Let's see. Oh, no. And so I was like, that's not a very creative way to do things. And I was like, you know, I'm a pretty creative boy, I should say. And I was like, what if there was like a way to like, not saying like, oh, like use some sort of AI to generate melodies for me, but like it's almost like it seemed like starting from scratch was like too daunting. No, don't get me wrong, guys. I hope you realize that I'm well aware that you can have your MIDI keyboard and just play shit, right? But I'm going more from the opinion from someone who's like you know, like a MIDI person, like you're drawing in MIDI notes, you know, you're then going in and you're adjusting melodicities, you know what I mean? You know, there needs to be, I thought about it and I was like, there needs to be a way where you can like get things on the canvas, then make adjustments. You know, there should be ways that like kind of give you an ideas, but not in a way where it takes away from the creative process. Because it felt to me, whether we were in drums or whether we were in, you know, melody or whatever, it's like there needed to be a way to like not have it be like you need to like build up from like very base blank ideas. It's almost like there just needed to be a way to like have content laid down. And or maybe like you have your own boring ass pattern like this and maybe it might like give you a different take on it or like, and so that's what these like generative MIDI enhanced features functionality that Ableton Live 12 has. And it also sort of reminds me of when we do a lot of work with the appreciacja. Because if, just going to delete this. Code. Now, it's doing that, but when I look at the MIDI, and I believe it can do this, what if, like, I could just do a thing, like what it's playing right now? Like, it's cycling through these notes, and yes, I am aware this is kind of weird sounding right now, but what if I could just, like, have it, like, show me what it was playing up there? So then I could open it up and make little changes. Like, it does kind of like those things. Or what about this, me friends? This is just one note, one bar. But what if I wanted to just highlight this and make it do all 16ths? Like, what if I wanted to do this? What if I wanted to be able to highlight that and then do like this? Let's say, like really quick. Like, that's another thing that it does. So, like, they've really ramped it up. And then there's other things where, I'm trying to remember, there's other things where, like, for instance, let's go into the drums, and you would click kick drum, okay? Put the headphone on if you want to hear it. And you would just say, like, pattern 1, and it would, like, shoot this out. So, like, literally it would just do this. And then you'd be like, okay. I like that, actually. But then you'd be like, then you'd click like seed 2, and then like it would like shift these around or something. And then what's cool is you would have like a function that was like accent every like second beat, you know, because when you hear these patterns, they like will accent beats. And if you didn't know what accenting beats would be, it would be like, you know, like it would then be like, okay, like this one will be lower. And so it'll do that like for you. And then you'd be like, oh, I didn't really like that. Why don't you accent every 4th beat? And so like it'll be adjusting the velocities, because like if you think about it, and this is what I got really excited about, because it's not about making Ableton easier. It's not even necessarily about like, hey, Ableton, why don't you make me patterns? I'm so lazy and uncreative. You know what I mean? It's not even that, it's that. And I've said this many times on this channel. I believe that we should be leveraging technology to make whatever we do easier, whether that's regular technology, whether that's AI. It should be able to help us make things easier. Now, there's a lot of you out there, and I already know it, a lot of you out there that is like, hey mate, I'm putting me blood, sweat, tears, equity into this Ableton. If it can already do all of this shit for me, then why am I learning all these stupid techniques? Well, it's because you love it, and it's because you want to know, if you wanted to, how to be able to, because you can do anything you want, how to be able to build everything from the ground up, by the way, smash it up. And the fact of the matter is that if you really think about it, you want that ability to be able to like move forward quickly, try different things, get new perspectives, and like you don't want to have to be fiddling around, dilly-dallying around, making all kinds of minute, boring, tedious, laborious things, because when you're trying to design a good drum pattern, it can take like 30 minutes before it sounds halfway good, and by that time your melody idea is not in your head anymore. And like, you have to do these techie-mecky things that take you out of the creative mindset, because as Ableton, as music producers, as electronic musicians, and all of the above, when you do the techie tech stuff, you're using the left hemisphere of your brain, and when you're using the more like flowy creative side, you're using the right side, and they don't always match up. I'm probably always gonna say up that way. Smash it up. So yeah, man, let's make some patterns, I guess. Man, I'm really hot. I should take this off. This is ridiculous. I shouldn't be this hot right now. What the hell's going on? First he's complaining about dog poop bags, and then he's complaining about a sandwich, and then he's complaining about being too hot. Well, you Gemini, you've got life too easy. Boy, I wish I had the easy problems you have there, you Gemini. I don't want anyone to have any problems. I'm being dead honest, man. But apparently, we came here to this planet specifically to learn, for soul growth, and to experience what it's like to be a divine being in a human body, with that divine consciousness merging the lower terrestrial man with the higher cosmic celestial man, merging both of them. That's part of the plan. Free yourself from the lower dimensions of the 3D consciousness. We's going to 5D. Everything we've been through has been for a reason. You've been reincarnating on the planet for eons. Now is our time. And I hope you're doing fine. Let's get into it. Let's listen to these drums right here. No. That was an error, but I like how that sounds actually. Whoa. Hear how different that sounds? Kind of a little bit of a different hi-hat pattern for me. I just want to let you know that sometimes it can sound very, very good when you don't overlap things, meaning like this one's on top of where the kicky drum is and get rid of it. And so you know what I mean? It's like a thing, you got a thing, you got a thing, you got a thing, going by the 16th notes, and it kind of gives like a pretty nice continuous flow, you know what I'm saying? Hey mate, do some sound design. You're making me go mental. You're making me go out of my mind. You was talking about that drum bus, or maybe you were, I don't know, my memory is awful. So let's go into the drum bus. Oh, that already sounds good. Okay, let's go play with this shit, Vasil. I love drum bus, dude. It makes me soil me britches. You basically just have to like line up britches, because they're just gonna keep getting... I don't even know what the fuck britches are, man. I'm telling you, do you even know what the fuck it is? I don't know what the fuck it is. I just heard that growing up, and then like certain whatever. So you got a drum bus. It's making you feel good. Don't be fussing and bussing. Yo, I know what we gotta do next. We need some reverb, hybrid reverb. I'm scared to use hybrid reverb because sometimes it does CPU spikes and then it messes with me mind, and then I say next time I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna wine and dine, I'm gonna lay off the wine. Now it sounds like we're hanging out in some sort of room together here in space-time. What is we going to do? Is you going to drop a dime? What is we going on? Is we going and flowing? Is this sound scaring you? Now we made the 808 sound like it was coming in a room. Take the dry wet down to dry. 0% dry. Now bring it up. Then we got this pre-delay knob. You wanna know what pre-delay says? That says don't kick on until you get to a certain thing. Now it's gonna let more of the transients come through. So for the first 13 milliseconds, tried and true, you is not gonna be getting any reverb, which means that the transients, especially of your kick, is gonna be coming through, cutting through the mix. Is you thinking about taking a shit? Don't sleep on me drums. I was gonna hit you over the head with me tum-tums. You know what I'm saying? The decay is a little bit too long. Lower it down a little bit. Don't be too crazy. Don't get a little bit too away with it. Bring yourself back to the shit. You know you've been training hard. I've been watching you. I've been looking over your shoulder. You've been at home in your dumbass house. You know, with your computer, I'm with your dumbass mouse. Chewing your beats, man. I've been with you. I've been saying, hey man, move that dumbass note up one above. And you didn't even know when it was coming from. And you was like, my God, is that dumbass Gemini thug going into me head, going into me brain, making me feel insane, giving me these good Ableton mainframes downloads. You already know. Let's go into the melody. Let's make some shitty melody here. Oh no, that's not true. What's a good note? A sharp. Does A sharp make you feel good? Make you feel like you got control of your life back? You said, man, all I want to do is just get control of my life back. Maybe Ableton will give me that. I want to go click clack when I'm banging off these drums. I'm having fun, hanging out with your mom. What? Okay, let's go. And then we need to go to the scale, or we don't. I don't care. And let's go to the A sharp, because we in the A sharp scale. Are we in major? No, we ain't basic bitches. We don't do major. I think I want a very interesting scale. I don't even know what we want to do. I feel like I always do Phrygian. Oh no, I always do Dorian. I don't even know. What is Komoi? I don't know. Probably sounds like a shit. What is this miss saying? I don't know. It's probably that shit they be using in Berlin. They freaking me out sometimes. I actually like how this sounds. Harmonic minor? I don't know. Maybe. Some sound design is needed. Get off me shit, let's go with it right quick. I don't even think we need this. I appreciate. Oh, maybe we do. Okay, so let's go into here. Let's get some filter envelope. We already got the filter envelope. Let's see what sounds okay. No, but I want some of that filter. Why is you making it seem difficult? Like I can't even figure out where the envelope is. I feel like you's messing with me high, making me think of this shit. Okay, let's go up here. So we go. Oh, I was on the wrong envelope. Wait, where the hell was I? No, envelope 2. Okay, got it. Bring it down. Wow, wow, wow. So like I had an idea. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. How do I get wow, wow, wow? Maybe I do this. Do I do this? Yes. Now, even though it looked easy, even though it looked effortless as I was drawing these in. By the way, I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if any of you guys play instruments. I know you probably do. If you play a scale, it's just gonna sound good. It doesn't matter what damn note you play. I don't know if that's the first time you heard it. I don't know if that's the first time you understood, but that's how it works. It's gonna sound good. Even if you have a chord, if you play notes that belong in that chord, it's diatonic. And so I believe Ableton Live 11 brought this scale mode. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. I would have been having to count notes, further making it harder and harder to use the MIDI editor, which is why I like what they did. Now, when you saw me drawing this in, you probably thought, wow, that was a really good sounding pattern very easily. I basically just, because I've done it enough, because I know 16th notes is probably the note division you would want to be in, I knew that that would probably sound good, but most people aren't. Now, I can change this pattern, I can change the velocities, I can change the notes, I can change it all, but like I had to have familiarity to do that. I had to know a little bit about music theory, I had to know a little bit about Ableton to do all of that, but what if I could just like, and this is what that new feature does, is it would like maybe generate a pattern, and maybe I don't even like that pattern, but I could say, do another one, and like click it, and it would generate another one. Now again, don't be afraid, guys, you don't have to use this, and who are we even judging ourselves against? Who are we even comparing ourselves against? Like, hey, what if like me mate down the road, he like uses this technology, and then he's got all of these dirty bitches all over, and he's got these record contracts. By the way, I don't even think people make money even doing music anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're doing this to like try to like get clout and to get like ahead socially and have people like you, you're probably in the wrong field, and you probably shouldn't be striving for those things in the first place. You know, it's like, I think of it as like just a way to like enhance your experience, because ultimately, at least in my opinion, I want to be sitting down at Ableton and making music. That's why, you know, when Ableton made Ableton Push, you know, their Push, which was a Push 2, Push 3, I don't know, I don't care. The only way I would ever get one is if they sent me one for free. They'd be like, hey, so Gemini, it turns out we all really like you over at the Berlin headquarters, and because you've made so much free content for us, we're gonna send you a push. Actually, they'd probably like hyphen, flyphen, hyphen, kleifen. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm funny. We gotta be fun. Are we done with like are we done as a collective where everyone's like, I'm offended. You're offending me. Which is funny, because I remember when that shit started and I was like, oh my god, yeah, people are assholes, but now like no one's offending anyone really, and so we gotta like move on and get away from like victimhood culture, because if you view yourself as a victim, you don't recognize that you're God in the flesh. You know what I mean? Like you are a divine being, and you're awakening into you being a spark of divinity. You know, you're a limitless being. You don't have any idea how powerful you are, your true origins. So, oh god, I don't even know if I should say this, but if there were to be a dark cabal that ruled over the entire planet, and they profited by enslaving all of humanity, but the trick was humanity couldn't know that they were enslaved, otherwise they would revolt, so it had to be sneaky. And you knew that these amazing angels in human form under amnesia, you wouldn't want them to know that they were these limitless god beings, so you would have to like make them feel like they were like victims and stuff, even if outer circumstances would make people think, well, of course I am that, you know? Because once you start thinking that, you then start constricting yourself into a box, and then they can control you, then they can rule over you, and I hope that didn't trigger any of you, because there's some truth coming through there. We're all about freedom here on the show, and don't get mad because you know I care about you, every one of you. I don't care where you're from in the world. I don't care what religion you follow. I don't care if you're spiritual or not spiritual. I don't even care if you like Ableton. I don't care what the color of your skin is or your sexual I don't like. I just want good people, you know what I mean? I want to inspire a message of love. Hopefully nothing I say triggers any of you. And if it does, then that means there's something else that's going on. And I have confidence that you will figure it out, that you will come into love, come into oneness, even though it's hard sometimes, especially with crazy things going on in the world. Maybe we'll hang out, maybe we'll get together sometime, talk about some of it over some good-ass fine wine, pass the spliff, pass the blunt, pass the fifth, pass the beer, pass the whatever, the good food. You know what I'm saying, man? That's all we should be doing, is passing around some good-ass food, whatever else, not feeling intense, and feeling relaxed, letting the energy go and flow. What is we doing? So when I take a listen to these drums and this whole thing, I'm going to scene launch it. We have velocity. Velocity sensitivity. I don't think we do. I don't think we do. Where's velocity sensitivity on this? Guys, help me out. Give me ESP. A sharp, B flat. Oh, okay. A sharp, B flat. Where is it? Okay, I want to do something like higher. Okay, let's go. Turn this on. Get a different color. Okay, what are we doing? prezietsia, das we got the prezietsia, das we got the prezietsia. Always good to go to sit room. making me go mental. You know what we're doing right here, right? Warp, repitch, go up to the BPM, say hello to your little friend, take the BPM down or up. Before we go low, which we know that we love, let's bring it up because you says, hey Gemini, you's always be doing that trick and moving a BPM down. You's be giving me a frown. I need to know how it sounds when you push it up, when you push it up. Give me that stuff, give me it right now. I can't wait, I can't wait. I want to know what it sounds like, jack up, even if it sounds like a bunch of shitty stuff. Maybe put it up a little bit higher, let me see. I'm like driving through the galaxy. I'm driving through the galaxy. Hyper mode engaged. Oh, we can't stop it there. And so now you can play with it going the other way. So okay mate, let's go back to the 90 BPM, see if I like it a little better that way. Oh, I feel like this is gonna sound good. Slow down, you already know. Let's take it from the 90 to the 70. I'm coming to Berlin with a grin on me face. I got a couple of aces back up in me back pocket. I'm gonna throw it in your face. I got the Ableton knowledge. You don't even wanna see me on the Ableton Live 12 because I might fuck around and change everything you knew as I delve into the vibrational frequencies. Ableton's got me loaded up, stacking them cheese. I don't even wanna spend that bread. I'd rather be getting some. I can't even go there. I gotta find how to get me Pog on a plane so we can go to Berlin, then melt your brain. About to be given some classes into synthesizers up on the stage. What the hell, yous be thinking I'm a mage. You said, hey, teach me some of them higher dimensional frequencies. I gotta escape me brain, escape the boring life. Life isn't supposed to be made to just work for some asshole that treats you like shit. Even forget about all of it. I should just be able to do whatever the fuck I want and whatever the fuck I does, because life is supposed to be free. Don't let anyone ever tell you that you need to be working for them. They just trying to I'm getting nervous. I'm like, oh my god, I need to come up with some good flows and I don't even do this shit. But whatever, you've been good. I hope you're doing well. I hope you aren't misunderstood. I care about you, I really do. I am gonna keep making these forever because I'm feeling the love, I'm feeling the flow. I hope you're doing well wherever the hell you are, wherever the hell you call home. I hope your consciousness, I hope your state of mind is doing well. I hope you're feeling fine. We're all walking each other home. I always heard that being said. I never knew what the hell it really meant. But if you think about home as being your true state of consciousness, a state of being, a state of positive well-being, where you feel good and balanced all the time, just like you should, we's all gonna get there. It looks crazy and it looks scary out there because it's crumbling, because it's falling down to the ground. Don't let that scare you. Don't let that give you a frown, because sometimes it has to go get burnt to the ground for the new to rise up in its space, in its wake. We's got this. We's coming back into harmony. The fall of consciousness is real. You was probably there in a physical form, unless you was probably in your angelic form, crying tears. You loved humanity, you didn't want to see it happen, but something else would happen. An experience going from the mud, going up to the higher vibrational waters. What am I talking about? What am I thinking about? You already know about the lotus. The lotus grows in the muckiest mud of the muck in the bottom of the lake, but then it keeps going up. Then it gets to the top of the lake. It forms that lily pad. It then forms that big, beautiful flower. Use all flowers. If you said, hey mate, I's got nothing in me that's anything resembling a flower, well, you's been too hard on yourself. Maybe you's had a hard life. Now's the time to turn it all around. If you think about it like that, we's all plants. Not all of us have flowered yet. It's gonna happen. We were designed to bloom, designed to boom. And what you know is we's coming back into vibrational harmony. Sometimes you gotta go out of balance, out into the disharmony to come back into balance, into harmony. It's already happened. God bless yourself. Be good to one another. Next time you wanna yell at your mom, yell at your bum, then don't go there. Get out of it. Take a deep breath. We're coming back. We're walking each other home. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for being part of me life. Thank you for letting me be a part of yours. Be good to yourself, good to one another. God bless the Ableton Lords. God bless the Berlin. God bless everywhere. God bless all the places, all the peoples that is feeling fear. We weren't here to do that, but we are gonna rise above. We's walking each other home through the mud. Don't track the muddy boots on the carpet. You gotta clean it up. And then when you's done, smash it up. Smash it up.